Welcome to Airbnb Success. My name is Trang Nguyen. If you are looking to making money within a day or an hour through listing out your space, or if you're looking to double your income through rentings, then you are coming to the right place. Today, we are going to talk about part 1 of Model 1, how to prepare your space, how to create an amazing space that will attract your guests to instantly booking your place. The first thing is research the hosting potential in your area. First, you got to looking at the market research in your area. Do a bit of Airbnb looking through the whole site and checking in your area to see what available around. Is there a demand in your area? Is there a lot of people booking in your area? The Airbnb listing available in your city. So let's say I live in London. Before I put my listing up, I'm go into Airbnb and put London and then click search. Then there's a whole list of all the places available for rent appear, and depend which particular street or area I wanted to go to. Let's say London Eye. Then I will look more into how many places to rent around London Eye and what kind of price and what is it available out there, what kind of quality is here, what kind of costs are they. Make an estimate monthly income. We will look into a video of doing that in practice later. So you're looking through 5 to 10 listings, or it might be even more than that, and it's better. And then looking at your old place and then estimate how much monthly income you could make from it and how much all the host is making from it. Of course, different place with either is a studio apartment or 1-bedroom flat, 1-bedroom house, 5-bedroom house. This will be a different price, and is it they can charge more. And if their place look as nice as Grand Palace or the Queen House, then it's obviously they can charge more than the normal everyday common living house. And then check out the places in detail, such as location, general price, review the calendar, real price, photos, descriptions, amenity, etc. etc. All of those you got to look into detail. Of course, it will take a bit of time to look through 5 to 10 profile, 5 to 10 listings. But then by the time you get to up to 6 to 7 listings, you have a roughly idea of what the price you can get for your place and what the description you should put in your listings. Within research or hosting potential, you got to go to airbnb.com, get searching, pick out one guest, 1 night, 3 months from now for the place close by, similar to your place. And I did say earlier that you got to check out the top 1 to 5 hosts or 1 to 5 listings in the hotspot area. For example, let's say you live in Florida and you don't actually live close by Disneyland, but you live a bit further between Florida and Miami, or you live in a small town, let's say a small town called Altamont Springs. Even though I say it's small, but it's not, it's actually a city. You got to put in Altamont Springs how many days that you check in, and you're looking at the calendar to see which day particular. So when you search for it, you can see around the area how many listings available that's similar to your place, right? The listing that's not similar to your place, it doesn't really relevant much, but if there wasn't many listing in your place, which means there wasn't much demand, or maybe there isn't much supply for it. Don't worry if there's lost listing in your area. Don't start panicking and thinking that, oh, there's so many, I can't really compete with them. No way. There's a lot of guests out there, a lot of people traveling nowadays, and they have different preferences, different demand, different thinking. So if you can't get this guest, you can get another guest anyway. And there is always abundant out there if you keep thinking about that. All right. Then you got to understand your city area, the population, your location, and the attraction around the area, the popularity, public transports, and etc. When you look into research those listings, you're gonna start seeing what people start suggesting to the guests on their listings, on what around the area, any famous local wine, via any famous attraction. I live in London, and of course, a lot of people go into London because we have the Big Ben, the London Eyes, Covent Garden, Chinatown, and you have South Bank, Borough Market, loads a lot to go to and to do. When you start looking around your area, then check out Google Maps as well. Go to google.co.uk/maps. So on Google Maps, they have a lot of good suggestions for what availability out there in your area. And sometimes you don't even know it, even though you live there a long time, until you look into Google and then it's pointed out to you, oh, it's actually only 10 kilometers from your house. There is a very special place that a lot of local people go to, but you have no idea that it actually exists. Your task is to go to Airbnb.com and choosing one example of your city. I'm living in London Canary Wharf area, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick real example video for you about that, and then I'm going to look into the Google map and point it out what available in the area so you can see me in practice, and then you can go ahead and do that yourself to create amazing space in your house before you start listing it, taking photo and do everything. You got to prepare your house. So this session we're going to cover everything you need to know to properly prepare your house for your guest arrival. It's identify the items that should be removed, the list of appliances that your guests might need, and describe how to create a comfortable sleeping arrangement and etc. So the first is room versus house spaces. Okay, some of you thinking my space is not really good enough. Okay, stop. That is not right. It just haven't been prepared enough. That's all. Because what you need to do is almost all places are good enough. Depend on how you place it, how you space it, and how you would like to rent it out. So some people like to rent room by room. Some people like to rent the whole spaces. Imagine you have a guest come to a new city. So what would you like to have? Would you like a lot of interaction with your host, or would you just like to have a place to lay down overnight, nice, clean, and then the next day disappear and then come back to sleep without any interaction with anyone? Then you have different demand and different preferences, right? Have some talk about whether you want to be a host or just an owner of the place, okay? And have some talk about the environment in your home and what type of demand and supplies in your area and what kind of setup you would like to set for your guests. Either you want to just leave it on the same as what you're living at the moment, or you would like to improve it a bit, changing it and make it look more presentable, less clustery, because some people would like to rent part of the place, just the room, which means they will have more interaction with the guests. So depending on what kind of experience you want for yourself, you want to talk to the guests and see them daily and create a good connection relationship with them, or you just, you know, only like to check guests in and go about doing your day, work your job, and check the guest out, meeting the guests on very limited time. Some people they rent out the whole place and they go over to stay with their parents or the place available for them. Some people they consider to do both, so they rent out room when they're living there, and they rent out the whole space when they go on holiday. So you have different option here, and it's very flexible with Airbnb. Do consider if your space is private enough or are the living quarters too close together, and what kind of experience you want with your guests. I mean, if you more extrovert, you have a better time renting smaller spaces. But if you are introvert, then you got to start considering different options as well. And do think about what available or what not available to your guests. Do the guests have the ability to be social when they want and private when they want? If they can't have the choice to be private in your space, I mean, that can be a problem, because if you rent out a part of your place and they have to walk through the living room into the kitchen and you actually stay in part of the living room, then yes, that has to be a problem. But so you don't really want that. Or if you have open plan kitchen and you somehow section a part of the living area, so those guests actually have ability to walk to the kitchen without having to pass your living area. All right. Lack of privacy can lower the price you can rent your space for, but it's not a deal breaker. It's only change the cap you can charge. The privacy isn't the same issue with full place rental, but you have to consider then the privacy of your neighbors or the building tenants. I mean, just imagine yourself as a guest when determining whether or not to list your space. And part of the reason to make your space guest friendly is to decide what you want to the living area for guests to use and what not to leave it there and just keep it for yourself. And how much interaction with your guests, yes, depend on your personality as well. Either you are an introvert or with Airbnb, it's all work out. It's just you got to consider yourself before you start looking to change your space. And how would you like to prepare your space? Would you like to make it a top high quality or an average quality experience? I mean, if you live in an average quality, then you keep that. If you live in high top quality, you can still keep that. It's up to you. Or if you want to improve from average quality to higher quality, then you know what? The money will pay off later, because guests they will pay higher price for the better look, get a better look of the room. The same with like you go to hotel, right? The cheaper price of the hotel, you don't have that high spec things included in the room, like an extravagant lamp or a very soft, comfy super mattress. So it's just an average one. Still good enough though. But if you pay more, let's say £200 a night for one of the central high quality hotel in London, then you do see the difference from table, chairs, how they lay out the place, what they provide for you, the marble bath, or the marble sink, or like a very expensive, beautiful chandelier in the room. You know, it's all reflecting different depending on what kind of experience you would like to give it out there and what price you happy with. And of course, it's got to reflect on your area as well. So we talk about guests and your privacy. So you do consider always put yourselves in the shoe of the guest when you look into changing your place. Also, the important is parking, transport, close by attraction, and distance from the central have also determined your price. In order to transform your space from a private living area to a guest-friendly unit, it actually takes some work involved, and there's a number of details you got to attend to. Next one, we're looking at remove all your personal belongings, anything valuable, anything that you normally just leave it uh, anywhere in your space, such as you go home and then you put your watch on the shelf, take your tie off, lay it on the chairs, all the things such as a private home photo. I mean, those things are not that important, but anything that valuable, then a bit personal, then you got to remove them. That's the first things because they are not useful for the guests. But if it's like you will rent out the whole place and go holiday and there's pictures of you and your family everywhere in the flat, then it's be up to you if you just want to leave it there or if it because those are not that important. Some guests they like to see that, but some guests they don't. So of course, you put yourself in the guest shoe to prepare your space, but also do consider about yourself what you like. If you actually live in the place, what you like it to be. So it can accommodate yourself and your guests. If you don't live in the place, then yes, do remove all the anything belong to you. There is no reason to have your personal belonging laying around the places, you know. You probably don't want your guests to try on your favorite pajamas, and they don't want to see your toothbrush and a razor in the bathroom. All the items that you should try and store elsewhere, such as clothes, personal toiletries, razor, toothbrush, medication, etc. Your old computer, of course, shoe, jewelry, personal documents. There's of course certain items that could be useful for your guests. Typically, if you can leave books and movie around in the living room, then some guests they do like that when they have a long day out and they just want to relax in the evening watching a movie or reading some interesting book in your place that they're interested or play a video game, reading magazines. That would be a perk as well. And in case you're wondering, I have never had a personal item stolen. So no worry about leaving your personal stuff outside. Although anything valuable, do take them away or store them in a private place. Buying necessary amenities also important because those things that your guests will need. I will provide you a checklist later for what you need to buy and what is needed for the guests. So check it out on the site. Here, what you're aiming at, a home away from home, okay? The central goals of a five-star house is to make the place feel familiar and comfortable. Some of my friends and I rented out an awesome apartment in the heart of the city, and the location were incredible. The house was very kind, but the amenities are what make it truly memorable. Stay, we have a fully stocked kitchen with amazing in-house laundry machine and loaded linen closet, two TVs with satellite and collection of video games and movies. It was pretty awesome to stay the last, and it was in France. You know why it feels so special? Because it was the amazing little extras that make feel at ease. It was the familiarity that seemed to transfer into an international border. As soon as they walk into the place, if the guests feel the way of calm wash over them, they instantly feel comfortable, right? And as a host, your goal is to regain that same feeling of familiarity to each and every one of your guests. After hosting nearly 100 people at my place and their request and suggestion, I had assembled a comprehensive list of all the basics that make space truly welcome. You will get the checklist right later. You're welcome. Even if you are only renting out a 2-bedroom place, you might very well have 4 to 5 guests reside in your place as one. Accordingly, I suggest having sufficient linen and bedding material for multiple guests. So if you rent out just a room for one guest, then you should stock up at least 2 to 3 bed sets. And if you rent out a whole place, depending on how many guests you allowed, you better stock up the double the amount of that, in case the guests pull away over the bed and they, telling you, oh, I need to change the bedding in the middle of the night, and you're not there, and they don't have any for them to change, then that could be the disaster bit. But it will be a plus point for you if you have something on the side, in the couple in storage, and like, okay, please go there and pick it out and change it by yourself, and tomorrow I come over and check it out for you. That would be a plus. Bedrooms is provide a good night's sleep place for your guests, right? So you better ensuring that happen, because one of the most important components to providing a comfortable space is making sure that your place is ready to a good night rest. Lumpy mattress, annoying sound or noise, or uncomfortable linen can be surefire way to a negative review. I tell you, I have that. I have all of that. There are some really simple and inexpensive things that you can do to make sure your guests have a deep and relaxing sleep at your home, such as install drapes and curtains that completely block out all the outside light, fit your bed with a soft firm top, provide different blankets for warm, cold nights, leave an eye mask and earplugs in the bed, play a small fan in the bedroom. All of that will make their day. Yeah, because you actually learn a lot from my mistake. I have a place which next to the train station. Bravo! It's so close to the train, 2 minutes walk. You think it's good? No, I mean in early morning and not early, but from 7, the train running from 7 to 12 every day. So if any guest, the room that actually closer to the train station got a bit of noise problem, and the room facing the street also got noise problem. So I make sure that in my listings, in my description, I try it specifically that this room facing the street, this room facing the train, so the guests aware that it is. But some of the guests, they don't read the listings, they don't read the descriptions. So I also make sure that in the room there is earplugs and eye mask for them. So it's all about going an extra mile to provide your guests a comfy stay. The next one will be your bathroom decluttings and your shower. Attention. Your bathroom must be immaculate. That is your baseline standard. I understand that you won't be able to get against is a luxury hotel. Be able to make when is the last time you checked into a 5-star hotel and saw a single speck of dirt in your bathroom? Higher. Don't even because your quality is so good. Or the mold on the wall for and guests between the tiles. Oh my God. Clean themselves, having a moderately clean bathroom can ruin the entire night. Your toilet must be scrubbed to perfection. When people walk in there and they take all off of their clothes and they start showering, it is and they spend a quality time in there without anything on your body. It's a very, very intimate space. People must feel secure and safe while using the bathroom facility. No hook, nothing that look dangerous, picking out of the wall, looking at even the bath need to be provided to avoid them slip and fall and might injure themselves. That's not be good at all. So you better go an extra mile to make it good for your guests, just like you expect from hotel you're going to stay. If you implement the strategy I have already listed, then you are on your way to super review. But if you want to strive for absolute excellence and true 5-star caliber service, you will have to go the extra mile. If you opt for the challenge, here are few supercharged suggestions. Okay, first provide a cell phone with a local SIM card. I'm not doing it myself, but I know there's a few guests who do that. And of course, they got a lot of Bravo and Vibe and Praise on their side. Second, offer discount coupon to tourist attraction, restaurant, and bar. Third, leave a collection of menus for nearby restaurants. Fourth, give your guests access to bicycle. Right. In London and I think in Paris as well, they have city bike, which are very, very good. And is actually been located in a lot of area which guests can get within their walking distance. So that's a perk if you can point those out for them. Provide public transport cars and offer an airport picking service. I was doing that at the beginning, provide an airport picking up service. But then, because there wasn't much demand and I have too much other things that revolve, so I stopped in that. But if you can liaise with someone yourself to offer an airport picking up service, then the guests will appreciate it very much. Of course, it's not going to be free. They got to pay you the same amount that they normally pay the taxi, right? Okay, right. Now the main important things you got to do is pay the overall presentation of your place. Paying attention to all the presentation. The top-notch service is not just about what is available, it's about how it is presented using the show Top Chef, right? Why an excellent ingredient and perfect seasoning are must. What separates the wheat from the best is presentation. It's all about the arrangement of the item, from the color, the symmetry, and the overall artistic flair. Just like competitive cooking, presentation is the key in the short stay rental games as well. Here's a few quick tips on how to make your place look as prim and proper as a lavish resort. Okay, first, perfectly fold towel with a bottle of shampoo and a soap packet on top. Second, a mint or chocolate on the bed accomplished by a brief welcome note. Fourth, a 6-pack of beer in the fridge. Fifth, an assortment of apple and orange in the decorative bowl on the kitchen table. That's gonna give you a plus points in your guest's eyes. And not forget about making your house smell nice. This is the atmosphere you want to create for your guests. You will need to fill the air with an inviting aroma without overpowering their nose, of course. This will not only make your guests feel at ease, but it will reinforce the idea that your place is extraordinarily clean. I recommend using neutral smell from the products with mass appeal. Why? The smell of bleach and cleaning stuff make the guests feeling, your place actually clean. But it's a very unpleasant smell. Okay, if they walk in and they smell a bit of, countryside, a bit of vanilla, a bit of lavender, and it reminds them about the best time ever they spend with their girlfriend, boyfriend, with their parents, with family. You immediately get the guests. They immediately like you and your place. Just have a first impression. That is the most important. So some example of terrific aromatic tools are Glade plugins. You can get it a lot in every supermarket now. Free breeze, noticeable smell, not the. I think they have the yes, they do have the general smell, just the normal one, and then they have different type of smell. Do try out because sometimes you might not like particular smell like me, and then just settle for once when you like it. One of them, or Hampton Beach True Air. That's very nice one. Or scented candle. I mean that's not very safe scented candle. But it's always a very pleasant smell compared to all the sprays and plug-in. I believe that. But if you have children in the house, then don't do that. Yeah. So all the popular scents like chocolate apple, oh yummy, rose, coconut, cookie, vanilla, fresh laundry, lavender, lemon, sandalwood. These are the smell that good. Don't get anything weird or funny smell. After you prepare all of that, remove personal stuff, provide all the necessary amenity, get the bedroom ready, the bathroom clean, make the whole space presentable. Then now it's gonna be the last step, improving your house. I mean, when it's come to providing your guests with basic amenities, it should be astoundingly clear that this is a must. The basics are relatively low-cost items that will be met with high level of appreciation by your guests. I mean, this is a minimal investment for loads of glowing review and potential of increasing your price later. But what about big ticket items? One of my friends asked me if they should buy £1,000 mattress or £3,000 TV. Sure, that would be nice addition, but you must view all of your purchasing decision as an investment vehicle. When deciding whether or not to buy an expensive item, consider the incremental money you will be able to charge a guest. Right. Thinking about it this way, let's say you are considering buying a new mattress for your house. Your current bed is reasonably comfortable and slightly worn down. And the one that you have your eyes on is phenomenally plush and it's got £1,000. Should you buy it? Let's consider the number, okay? First off, how much do you think guests would be willing to pay for a substantially better mattress? $1 more per day, $2, pound. There is no direct answer to this question. So the best any host can do is implement logics and common sense. And based on what are you having at the moment, how much you're earning at the moment to invest in your place, right? Let's assume that an expensive and comfortable bed could reasonably justify a price high of at least £3 per night. Assuming your place is rented approximately 200 days per year, this new addition would yield about £1,200 after 2 years. A net profit of £200, you should buy the mattress, right? Not so fast, come on. Before you call up your local mattress retailer, you need to consider opportunity cost. For example, could you hike the price and equivalent amount by surprising for top of the line 100 foam top? If so, you could earn a profit of £1,000 in 2 years. For your convenience, I have making I have made a quick list of all the main items that will boost your value in a cost-effective manner. A reasonably priced LCD TV would cost between £100 to £500. A very comfortable foam top mattress would cost between £100 to £200. You can get lower than that, of course. There's a lot of a good one available online, but because I haven't used them, I don't know about the quality yet. In unit laundry machine, between I don't know, depend on if you just want to wash and dry machine, then if it's wash and dry, it will be 500 to 700 pounds. And reviewing your guest feedback. Look at both your reviews and private message to see what suggestion you can raise. This is a highly valuable research mechanism that at the disposal of every host. So take advantage of it. I mean, you can even start at, a place that you have at the moment, tidy it up, make it ready, and spend only little to list your place. And then down the line, 1 to 3 months, as you see the profit coming, then you start, you keep all the profit and start reinvest in your place. If your mattress is not good enough and you get guest complaint, then take the profit and put it in to buy the new mattress, because I'm sure it will pay off later. Okay, so how long this is going to take to prepare your space? Surprisingly, less than you think. This is not a small project, and it's also not a large project either. If you follow my course and you have access to a camera, let's say your iPhone or your smartphone, you can do it in at least twice a day. But realistic, the more time you spend on it, the more successful you will be. If you want to do this well, it will take you a couple of days. Less if you fast, longer if you want to be slow and methodical and logical, and have a lot of wandering around. I suggest following the tips in this course and launching with a higher quality space. Don't try the dipping your toe approach. Doesn't work particularly well on Airbnb, as I've seen. Some of my friends had done it. If you want a good reviews out of the gate, and if you don't fully commit and you want to get a good guest experience, if you get a bad review on your first stay, oh my dear, this could be a game ender. It's hard to recover when you have one review and it's bad, I got a friend, and he working full time in a job, and it's quite long hour, and he start renting out his place, but it's just wasn't the place that should be rented out at all. It's dark, it's dirty, I don't know what to say. It's got to change. The whole thing had to change, from the curtain to the wall color to the wardrobe, how it's locked. It's just horrible. To the carpet and the kitchen, it's horrible. He put it up, and then he didn't get much inquiry, and he gets start getting booking. He's very excited, of course, but oh my dear, it's just disaster. The guests staying there, and they burn the pond, and they start broken things, and he doesn't get a very good guess, because the lower the price you have compared to the area or the listing your area, the lower quality of guests you will get. Okay, and it's all reflect the type of people you get will reflect on the place that you have, and eventually he making I mean, he didn't make a loss because he didn't actually spend much on it. But the booking wasn't worth the time that he had to run backward forward to check his guests in from work. It wasn't worth spending time of it wasn't worth for him to spending time take his mind out of the work he doing to reply to guests, and he get a lot of flaky guests. All right, so you better get your place ready, improving your place, and make it presentable nicely before you list it on Airbnb. Okay, do take a look on my checklist. It will help you to determine what need to go out to buy, and what you need to get. Okay, I see you in part 2 of Module 1, which I will talk about how to write a great description with attractive title, and how to put everything in places after you have prepared your place and taking photo. Right, see you next time. Bye bye.